The once charming town of Willowbrook had always been known for its picturesque streets and warm community. Nestled in the heart of the town was Café L'Épouvantail, a quaint little coffee shop with ivy-covered walls and a cozy vintage interior. But what the townsfolk didn't know was that this cafe held a sinister secret. One fateful evening, a heavy storm rolled in, with torrents of rain and gusty winds. People rushed indoors, seeking shelter from the relentless downpour. Among them was Sarah, a young writer who had recently moved to Willowbrook. She had heard rumors about Café L'Épouvantail, but had dismissed them as mere superstitions. With her soaked coat and a chill in her bones, Sarah stepped into the cafe. The warm aroma of freshly brewed coffee filled the air, and a fire crackled in the hearth. It was a welcome respite from the storm outside. Sarah settled at a corner table, grateful for the comfort. As she sipped her coffee, she noticed the strange atmosphere in the cafe. The patrons huddled together in hushed conversations, their faces etched with unease. The barista, an elderly man named Mr. Sullivan, seemed jittery, his hands shaking as he prepared drinks. Sarah overheard snippets of whispers, stories about mysterious disappearances and strange occurrences connected to the cafe. The rain continued to pour, and the wind howled outside, and as the evening wore on, the cafe began to change. The once charming decor twisted into grotesque forms. The ivy that adorned the walls grew thorns, and the vintage photographs on the walls shifted into images of tormented souls. Sarah attempted to leave but found herself trapped inside. The door refused to budge, and the windows were covered in impenetrable darkness. Panic set in, and she turned to Mr. Sullivan, who now wore a sinister grin. He leaned in closer, his eyes gleaming with an otherworldly malevolence. "Welcome to Café L'Épouvantail, my dear," he hissed. "You've stumbled upon a place where the living and the dead coexist. Those who enter here never leave." The cafe patrons turned their attention to Sarah, their faces contorted with longing. Their spectral hands reached out, fingers gnarled and twisted. It was then that Sarah realized the horrifying truth. She had entered a cursed establishment, a place where lost souls were trapped for eternity. As the clock struck midnight, the cafe came alive with a ghastly spectacle. The tortured spirits of the past began to dance and wail, their mournful cries echoing through the walls. Sarah's heart pounded in her chest as she watched in terror, unable to escape. Mr. Sullivan cackled, relishing in her fear. "You see, my dear, Café L'Épouvantail feeds on the fear of the living. It thrives on the torment of those who stumble into its cursed embrace." The night seemed endless, and Sarah's mind began to unravel. She had become one with the cafe, forever lost among the damned. Her voice joined the cacophony of anguish, and her once promising future as a writer was snuffed out by the malevolent forces that bound her. The storm outside continued to rage, a fitting backdrop to the horrors within Café L'Épouvantail. The once charming coffee shop had devolved into a nightmare, a place where the living dared not tread lest they, too, become part of its cursed, eternal horror. If you liked the story, don't forget to like and subscribe.